Number 22 says cosecant negative 16 pi over 3. So this would be negative pi, which would be negative 3 pi over 3. Going clockwise, negative 2 pi, which is negative 6 pi over 3. Negative 3 pi, which is 9 pi over 3. Negative 4 pi, which is 12 pi over 3. Negative 5 pi, or negative 15 pi over 3. And then negative 16. So I need to go one more pi over 3. So one more pi over 3 is right there. So now I'm at negative 16 pi over 3. So we can see on the graph that cosecant negative 16 pi over 3 is an equivalent expression to cosecant of 2 pi over 3. Negative 16 pi over 3 and 2 pi over 3 are coterminal angles. So different ways of writing the same angle. Cosecant 2 pi over 3. When I'm working with cosecant, I revert back to sine. What's the sine of 2 pi over 3? Or I should say, instead of looking at it that way, I could also say in this quadrant, we have a pi over 3 reference angle. You can clearly see on the graph that there's 1 pi over 3 in that triangle for angle theta prime. So I'm really looking at what is the cosecant of pi over 3. And to do that, I'm going to look at what is the sine of pi over 3. Sine of pi over 3 is the sine of a 60-degree angle. That's equal to root 3 over 2. That means cosecant of pi over 3 would be the reciprocal, which would be 2 divided by root 3. Or, if you want to rationalize your denominator, that's the same thing as 2 square root of 3 over 3. And then we consider whether it's a positive or negative. Please do not use all students take calculus as your method of determining signs. That is a convenient way to do it, and that's fine. If that's not your only method, you also should be considering the definitions of the trig functions based on the graph drawn in quadrant 1. If you're watching some of these videos, you're going to hear me say this over and over and over. Base of the triangle is x, height of the triangle is y, hypotenuse of the triangle is r, theta is at the origin, sine of theta is equal to y over r. That means cosecant theta is equal to r over y. And that matters because r is always positive, hypotenuse of the triangle, always positive no matter where it's drawn. The y value is positive when it's on the top of the graph. So if the y value is positive and the r value is positive, then my answer is positive 2 root 3 over 3. I really want you guys to know those values, the basic definitions, x over r, y over r, etc. Because they just come in handy so often when we're doing pre-calculus.